Okay. Check game. Yeah, man. ఫస్ట్ జావా యాప్ చూపించాను ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ యాప్ ఎట్లా
కట్ చేస్తున్నాను. Let's can start. No, before going to start, my name is Vinod. We are going to start the Java course. Today is the first class, so we can learn about what is Java, what is the history of Java, when to use Java and where to use the Java. Learning what is required for Java and what is the history of Java, then we can go and download the Java software and install the software. After downloading and installing the Java software, we have to set environment variable. Setting environment variable, we are good to develop our .java classes. We can develop hello world basic .java class. Today class we can cover all these things. You go there, what is Java? Java is widely used programming language. By using this programming language, we can develop different type of applications. See, basically, in computer world, what are the type of applications? First one is desktop application. Second one is web application. Third one is mobile application. We have three types of applications in the computer world. One is desktop application, second one web application, third one is mobile application. To develop desktop application, we can use Java. To develop web application, we can use Java. To develop mobile application also, we can use basic concepts of Java. And the mobile application is having different programming language like Android and iOS. Android for the Android mobile applications, iOS for the iOS software mobile applications, iPhone applications. Now, coming to these applications, what is the mostly used applications? Desktop applications, like earlier previous world, when we don't have internet, they need to develop a software. They can develop a software, they can give that software. People, they can take the software by using some hard drive or any pen drive, any data transfer component. Using that, they can copy the software into our system. Then they will install the software by double clicking and going next and next and next. So desktop is only applicable only in the wherever we install the software, we can use in that desktop only the application. That is desktop application. After the internet world came, like we are using internet. Using internet, we can go to the browser, we can go and browse the applications. We can use the URL of the application, we can access the application. That is called web application. Now in current world, most of all applications are web applications. 90% of applications are web applications. There is no desktop applications in current situation. Like we have internet, so everything is a web application. Everything, just application is, once we create application, deploy the application, we can use the application anywhere. But desktop application only for the present desktop. We cannot access anywhere. And third one is mobile application. Mobile application, like people want to use smartly. If desktop application, web application, we can use in the laptop or desktop system. But mobile application, people want to access the applications in the mobile also. So the mobile development came. Now currently, mobile development also there. But mobile development is only for the wherever needed. Like once the application is growing and it is everybody want to use in the mobile also the application, then they are going to develop the mobile application. But compared to mobile and web application is having full demand. Like everything is in web application. If mobile application means if you users want to access the application anywhere in the mobile or web application, they can access the mobile application. But the web application, if any company internally using some software to access some data or some other related stuff related to the company, present company, they won't give access to the mobile, because the mobile is anybody can go and download the software, they can use the software. If the application is public, then they can go and develop the mobile application. But most of the applications are private and secure. If company is using the applications, those are the web applications. They won't give any mobile applications. Inside the company, they have some firewalls, they have some security. Inside the security, they can access the web application. If they give access, they give permissions to put in the mobile also. People, whether they are working on the company or other outside people, they can also go and access that software. So web application is having full secure. If it is companies want any applications, they will develop in the web only. They won't go to the mobile. Mobile is if everybody want to access. If it is a public software, then they will go to mobile application and they will introduce that mobile application. So in Java, now currently we are learning web application. In web application, we have three technologies. If you go to real-time software development, any application, In web application also we have three terms. First one is front-end development. In front-end development, if you open the web page, if you just open a web page, if you type http google.com, it will open one web application related to the Google. If you open the similar to that facebook.com, it will open the Facebook, that is also web application. Once we open the web page, the facebook.com, it will open a Facebook for us. There, whatever we are seeing in the Facebook, in the system, either desktop or laptop, we can see the page, login page, like login username you have to give and password you have to give. That is called front end. The front end is developed by using HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. This is the basic things. We have in JavaScript, we have advanced things also. Some JavaScript frameworks. Maybe they can use that frameworks also. But basically, front-end development is HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Whatever we are seeing in the browser, that is called front-end. Back-end development. If you open facebook.com, we can see the login page. Login user and give the username and password. Now, after giving the username and password, whatever we are giving in the username password in the text boxes, the front end will take the username password and just giving that username password to the backend. Java backend we are using as a Java. In Java we can create a Java classes and we can develop Java coding there. So the username password will come to the Java backend. In the backend, we can take the backend and we'll go to the database. For every user, we have a user table. Inside the table, they are adding the entries into the table. So it will go to the database. It will validate data is valid or not. If data is valid, then backend will tell this user is successful. Then after it successful from front end page, facebook.com. After login page, it will go to the login and it will go to the next page where we can see the all posts of the friends and everything. That is called web development. Here, just briefly, I am telling what is the front end, backend, and database. We have three developments here. Now, our development is backend development, Java. After they are entering in the front end, we'll get that value. After getting the value, we'll communicate the database, and we'll see whether the data is there or not. If any data is needed, we can get the data and we'll give to the front end. Front end, whatever we are showing in the web browser, that is everything. The data is coming from the backend. That backend development is using the Java. Now, what is Java? Java is widely used programming language. Java is widely used programming language in software world. We cannot tell some percentage how many people are using Java, but most of the people, like 70% of people using Java for web development, web application development as a backend. The number what I am telling, it is not exactly the 70%. It might be less or it might be more also. Then coming to the Java, see whatever we are writing in the Java, everything is class. Java coding is based on class. Whatever we are writing in a Java development, it is a class. And Java is object-oriented programming language. Java coding is based on class, and Java is object-oriented programming language. We can learn more about the class and the object when we go to the Java basics. Java is platform independent. What is platform independent? Once we write our Java class, we can compile the Java class. We can write a Java class and we can compile the Java class. After compiling, the compiler will convert the .java file into the .class file. What is the .class file? Once we compile the .java file, the compiler will convert .java file to .class file. See, the .class file is converted into bytecode language. .class file is based on bytecode type. After converting into the bytecode type, we can run our code by calling the Java command. We can develop a simple .java class, hello world.java class. Then we can compile it and we can run it to understand very clearly how it is converting into bytecode and by seeing that code, we can understand it is converted as a bytecode. So here, what is platform independent? Now I have developed my .java file in the Windows platform. We have different platforms in software development. One is Windows platform, for example. Second one is iOS platform. And we have Linux platform. Most of the people using Windows, iOS, and Linux platforms. Now I developed my .java file in the Windows platform. And whatever .java file I generated, I can compile my .java file. The .java file is converted into .class file. The same .class file I can able to run in the iOS, I can able to run in the Linux. Wherever we are running, if it is running in the Windows or iOS and Linux, the same code will give the same output. It means like in any platform, if you run our code, it will give the same output. So it is platform independent. If it is platform dependent, if you run our code in the Windows, it will give different output. If you run our code in the iOS, it will give different output. So my same code we are running in the different platforms, it will give the same output. So it is platform independent. That is platform independent. We go to the what is the history of Java. Java is developed by James Gosling, on the year of 1995. He just developed the Java software basic version and published on 1995. He developed it by the name of company Sun Microsystem. After he developed in 1995 the basic version, the main Java software which other people are using, started using on the year of 2007. Slowly the people, the other companies and other developers, they started using the software on the year of 2007. And currently we can go to the Java. Whenever they develop the basic version of Java, they introduce that as a Java version 1.0 on the 2007. They released this version. Going to the versions. Now the basic version is, starting version is 1.0. If any small changes related to the software, they can release the versions as a 1.1. And if any other small change, 1.2. And if any new functionality added and a new code is added, like different functionality they added, different classes they introduced, then the version, if any major change, the version will go as a 2.0. All the versions released in some different years. We no need to remember the years, but we have to understand what is the version. Now the current version of Java is 14.0. Now this is they released on the 2020 March. Now here we have to understand one more. Till JDK version 8.0, we can use the Java software freely. It is open source. After JDK 8.0, if you want to use JDK 9.0, 10.0 and 11.0, 14.0, we can use it, but from JDK 11.0, we need to pay the amount to the software people, the JDK software developers, then we have to use that. From JDK 11.0, we need to pay and use. It is paid version from JDK 11.0. 11.0, 12.0, 13.0, 14.0 is paid versions. These are about the Java versions. And if we go to the history, this all we need to remember. After that, now we can go to the main concept. We have to download the software and install the software. After downloading and installing software, we have to set the environment variable. Before that, when to use Java and where to use Java. See, as I said, if you want to develop any web application, if you want to develop any web project, we need front end. Front end is HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. And if you want to do any back end related changes, we can use any programming language. But most of the people will use Java because this is mostly widely used programming language, and it is having flexibility of using the frameworks which developed by using Java. So using the frameworks, our coding will reduce. Whatever we need to write our implementation in the 100 lines of code. If you use the frameworks, by default, the framework developers is developed in the functionality in a functions. So if you call that function, we'll get that functionality. So why we are using Java is most of the people will prefer Java. It is open source, still JDK 11.0, and it's having all features which we can use for our software development. And everything is related to objects, classes. We can create a class, we can create object, and here we go to the main concept. Right, Java is write once and run anywhere. If we write our Java class only once, we can compile our class, we can run our class anywhere. We can write only once. We can run anywhere. WORA. Write once, run anywhere. Write our code only once. We can use the software anywhere. That is the main concept of this Java programming language. Where to use? We can use as a desktop application. We can use as a web application. We can use as a mobile application. Anywhere we can use. Now we can see how to download and install the software. To download our software. Now the we can see in the history of the Java. First, they developed Sun Microsystem developed the Java software, James Gosling, and the Oracle company is acquired the Sun Microsystem. So now JDK is related to the Oracle. Oracle acquired Sun Microsystem. Now the JDK software belongs to Oracle company. Now to download our software, we have to go to the Oracle website and we have to download the JDK software. Now I am opening the browser, Chrome. We go to the oracle.com. We go to the resources of oracle.com. We have software downloads. Go to the software downloads. Now here we can see developer downloads is Java. I need to download the Java software. We have to go to the Java. For developers, JDK, we have to download the Java JDK for developer software. This is a software to use our Java development. For mobile development, we have Java ME SDK. This is for mobile development. We have different things also here, but we need to learn about the JDK. Just go to the Java JDK for developers. Here we have JDK download. This is a version JDK SC 14. So we don't need the 14 version. We need Java SC 8 version because it is free to use. If you use JDK 14 also, it is fine. For we are just learning and we are using that software. If any company is using JDK 14.0, they have to pay the amount to the Oracle company because we are using that license. It is not free. JDK 14.0. JDK Java SC 8 is free. We can use it. JDK download. To download it, we need to log into the Oracle website. Then we have to download it. Here, if you go to that Java SE development kit. To install our software, we need JDK. JDK is Java SE development kit. This is abbreviation of JDK. Now here, if you see the product for which operating system we have to download the software. This is for Linux. Similarly, we have Mac OS also. We have software for Windows. Ours is Windows, so we have to download the Windows software. Here we have Windows 64-bit and 32-bit, 86-bit. We need to download based on our Windows version. The software is already downloaded in my system, so I need to go and see there what is the software. To find out which Windows version our system is, then go to this box. First, go to my computer. To find out which version of Windows we have. Now go to the My PC. Just right click, properties of the PC. It's not showing. So go to any drive. Right click, properties. It's not there. Let's go and find in the Google only how to find which Windows it is. How to find Windows is 34-bit, 34-bit or 64-bit or 32-bit. We choose Start and Control Panel. Do one of the following. If your control panel is a category view, then click System and Maintenance on the next screen. Click System. Look for Windows 32. Now go to the Start Control Panel. This is a start. Where is the control panel? Now I came to the system settings. Where it is? System display. We go to About. Here you can see device ID is this one, product ID is 64-bit. Our system is 64-bit operating system. How I went here means just close. Go to the start button. Go to the settings. Under settings, go to the system. Under system, we have about. If you go to the about, you can see which software our is. Our software is 64-bit operating system. Okay, after finding that, we have to download 64-bit.